Hello, my name is Angela Schumann and I am the Shakespeare Whisperer. Today I want to talk to you about a very cool trick that Shakespeare shows us for manipulating people. This takes place in a play called The Winter's Tale, and one of the characters uses it to manipulate her king, and she does so successfully that she essentially has complete control over him for the next 16 years. The scene in which she performs this is Act 3, Scene 2. Let me set it up for you. The king is happily married with a beautiful wife, a beautiful little boy, and a child on the way. His best friend has been visiting for some time now, and the king, whose name is Leontes, has gotten it into his head that his wife and his best friend have been cheating on him with each other, and that the child that his wife will soon give birth to is actually his best friend's. There is no foundation for this, it's just pure rotten jealousy that works on the mind, and that king goes wild. His best friend has to run for his life. He accuses his wife and she supposedly dies of shock. Well, no spoiler alert, but look out for the twist at the end. His young son actually dies from the grief of the accusation, and when the woman gives birth to their child, obviously before she dies, he has it banished to a foreign land. So that's the setup. Dead wife, dead son, banished and supposedly dead baby, and best friend run off. So, okay, that's a bit of a state of things. And then he's like, you know what, maybe I better check with the oracle to see if my suspicions were actually correct. And when the message comes back from the oracle, because this is a pagan setting for the play, the oracle says, no, you idiot, your wife was faithful, your best friend was faithful, the baby was yours, and you have destroyed your entire family. So understandably, King Leontes is plunged into the depths of extraordinary guilt and remorse and grief, and he's having a crisis and he doesn't know what to do. And one of the ladies, Paulina, steps up to the plate. Now there are a few different lords around who obviously want to advise the king and tell him what to do from here, and she wants him to follow her ideas and her commands. So what I want to talk to you about is one of the techniques that she uses to persuade him and to get him to follow her. It is so simple, it is so beautiful, it is so Shakespeare. If we look at Act 3, Scene 2, she has been giving these incredible speeches. It's really worth a read about how the things that he have done are so unforgivable and so outrageous. And then finally she says, you know what, I shouldn't be reminding you of this. Far be it from me. Far be it from me to judge you or to tell you that you're wrong or to tell you what a horrible thing you've done. You know what would be better? Forget. Just forget about it. And here's what she says. She says, alas, I have showed too much the rashness of a woman. He is touched to the noble heart. What's gone and what's past help should be past grief. So we shouldn't be worrying about things that we can't change. Yeah, right. Do not receive affliction at my petition. Don't feel bad on my account. Oh, by the way, her husband died in the king's rage as well, as part of the carnage. I beseech you rather, let me be punished, that have reminded you of what you should forget. Now, my good liege, sir, royal sir, forgive a foolish woman. The love I bore your queen, lo, oh, fool again, I'll speak of her no more. Nor of your children, I'll not remember you of my own lord, who is lost too. Take your patience to you, and I'll say nothing. It's beautiful what she's done. She said, I will not remind you of what you've done anymore. I will not remind you of your queen. Whoops, I mentioned your queen. I'll never mention your queen. Don't think about your queen, because I won't mention your queen who's dead because you killed her. Don't worry, forget about it. I won't remember it. And your children too. Don't think about your children. Whatever you do, let's not remember your children. Remember your children, the ones that you killed, forget them. I won't mention my husband either. My husband that you also killed, I won't mention him either. I'll say nothing. Forget about it. Don't remember your queen, your children, and my husband that you killed. Just forget. We see what she's doing here. It's brilliant. It's a technique that is called occupatio. This technique actually has quite a few different names, but my favorite is occupatio because it sounds like a spell from Harry Potter. And it's easy to remember because it's kind of like the person who's doing it is occupying your mind without you realizing it. It's putting things there when they're claiming that they're not. This is a very effective technique to manipulate people, and I tell you to use it wisely. For example, if you are in a job interview and you want them to know certain things about you, but you want to seem humble, you might say something like, look, I don't want to bring up my 50,000 followers on YouTube. I don't want to bring up all the money that I have donated to this institution. I don't want to bring up my international fame. I don't want to bring up all the prizes and awards and funding that I've done. Far be it from me to want you to think about these things and take them into consideration. So I won't bring them up. I won't talk about them, and we'll just focus on my application. Boom, done. Occupatio. Thank you, Paulina from Winter's Tale. Thank you, Shakespeare. Use it wisely.